Greetings collectors and welcome to today's show. We're heading into previously uncharted territory today as we look at a rather niche genre of gaming. Today I'm looking at a Japanese dating sim. The name of the game? Nonomura Byouin no Hitobito. In English that translates something similar to The People of the Nonomura Hospital. Before I begin this episode I will warn you that this game does carry an 18 certificate. However, I've edited out anything likely to offend viewers for this episode, so this will be fairly safe viewing for all. This is a rather adult topic though, so please feel free not to watch if you feel that you may be offended. It's also worth pointing out that this isn't the type of game that I would usually be collecting. From time to time though, I import job lots of games from Akihabara in Japan. It's an area of Tokyo that is awash with everything weird and wonderful, from retro games to cosplay events. I thought though for a bit of diversity on the channel, I would cover a dating sim as a one-off, as there is a collector's market for these games. The People of the Nonomura Hospital just happened to be a game that was bundled in with a big shipment, so I thought why not, let's cover it on the channel. To give you some background on what a Japanese dating sim is, you really have to understand a little of Japan's culture. Japan is a land of ancient religions and traditions, Godzilla movies, an obsession with technology and giant robots. It's about as diverse as you could make a nation in my opinion, and that's what makes it so fascinating. As with all cultures looking in from the outside, it all looks a little strange sometimes. Whilst there is much of the gaming world that we owe to Japan, there are areas that we never adopted here in the West. The dating sim genre is very much localised to Japan and a few surrounding Asian neighbours. Think Japanese gaming here in the West and you think games like Mario, Zelda, Castlevania, and all the other classics we grew up with, rather than those obscure titles that we really never even knew existed. And to be fair, we're probably happy that we never did. You might think of games such as The People of Nonomura Hospital as a one-off. In fact, there are dozens of similar games that most Westerners may never have heard of, ranging from the relatively tame Pia Carrot series, right up to the more extreme end of things. There is also a whole graphic novel industry that is the foundation of this genre. Although we translate these games as a dating sim, in Japan the correct term for this genre is actually called eroge, translating more accurately to our word for erotic. As you might expect, there is quite a bit to offend people here, everything from the imagery to the general tone of some of these games. People of the Nonomura Hospital unsurprisingly takes place in a Japanese hospital. You play as Detective Kaibara Takamuro, who is there to investigate the happenings of Nonomura Hospital. The general idea is to talk with the residents and choose a game path based on decisions. The characters will hold quite long text conversations and await your response. Based on your decisions, the game will play out along different paths. Personally, I'm not a fluent Japanese reader yet, so getting to the deep meaning of some of these topics is a little difficult. Generally though, it's difficult to believe that there are many deep conversations to be had in the game, as most end up with the female characters in a compromised or revealing position. I won't show too much of the gameplay here, as it doesn't make for dramatic viewing. Looking at the packaging, the game is reasonably well presented. The anime style front cover is well drawn. The CD itself is nothing too special, with black text. The manual is a little more useful in getting you started. There's a useful map of the hospital and also a good introduction to the main cast. The diagram lays out the relationships between the characters and gives you at least some sense of the hospital's organisation. What's most interesting here though is the developer ELF. The ELF Corporation are known in Japan for various anime and specialist in quality games for adults. A word of warning though if you are researching this one. Their company website is not child friendly, so steer well clear of this one or make sure that you have something on hand to bleach your eyes with. Getting hold of this type of game is actually very easy, even here in the West. A quick eBay search and you'll find this title for under £5, that's around $7 in the US. If you buy directly from Japan though, expect to pay under $2. These games are abundantly available and a bargain bin mainstay in parts of Tokyo. I appreciate that today's show has been a little off topic compared to the usual show, but I felt it was worth covering this area of gaming. Hopefully it's enlightened you as to what a Japanese dating sim is, and that they're really uncollectible here in the West. I promise next episode we'll be back to something a little bit more mainstream. I'm a big fan of Japanese culture in general, but this is one area where I think you have to be part of the culture to appreciate it. As it stands, this is one area of gaming I have no desire to collect for in the future. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on Japanese dating sims. I'd also be genuinely interested to hear from anyone that collects them, as this is perhaps one area of game collecting that I've not heard many talk about. Hello again, I hope you enjoyed today's show and thank you for the view. Remember, you can always comment, like, subscribe and find us on the social media sites below. Happy collecting!